Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Omi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video, man. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me know, man. I've been seeing some stuff on Twitter. I've been seeing people talking, still the usual debates, man. I touched on it a little bit about the boredom in the community, so people are just arguing about stuff that doesn't really matter. But I mean, I saw something interesting. You still have the, I guess, footing side of the community. I don't really follow those circles. I don't move in those circles, so it's not like I see stuff like that a lot. But yeah, I do still see it here and there. And one of the topics that they were talking about was pretty interesting. But before we jump into it, as always, drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. I know you see me dropping a variety of content, which I will be dropping more content because I'm not the same investor that I was a year ago. Not at all. I'm understanding more and more. You make more money the more that you know about the space as a whole. The more you understand, the more you can put yourself in position, even within Veve. So, I mean, I would just rather be smarter. So I'm going to cover things that's actually going to be valuable to becoming a better investor and making more money, because that is the goal. Overall, this channel was never intended to be a Veve fan page. This was intended to be me a longer journey to become very, very successful. And I just think that no other project compares to Veve. But that does not mean that there is nothing that can be learned from these other projects that can be applied to this community and make us a ton of money. So yeah, that's why you'll see different things here on the channel. And then of course there's the sponsored content and stuff, which is always disclosed. I'm always transparent about that, never gonna hide that. But anyway, the thing that I want to talk about today is a lot of the criticisms that I'm seeing right now towards Veve and Ecomi is the fact that they're not worried about the marketplace and increasing the value of the collectibles and things like that right now. And usually this type of mindset is coming from the NFT community. The people who are not actually true collectors, and they're only here for profits, gains, quick flips, and things like that. They come from the broader NFT space more than likely, and they're just here to make a quick buck. They don't actually understand the future, the vision, and where this is going, which is why they're such in a rush to get money right now. And then you have people bragging about, oh, I sold this for this amount of money, I got that. And yeah, cool. But you selling something for $5,000, if a year from now it's worth $100,000, it does not matter how much profit, like how much you owe. I only spent this much. I made $4,000 profit. Like, none of that's going to matter if you missed out on $100,000. And this is why investing is usually a better strategy than trading, because you can't time the market, and especially you can't time a market that has never existed before. So there's even less information than a traditional market. At least traditional markets, there's decades worth of data to show you how this has been moving. There's patterns, there's things to recognize. Veve has been around for a year, like a year plus. Like, there's not enough data to tell you what's going to happen. And then as soon as Veve came about, we hit one of the worst recessions, the times of inflation. Like we've hit one of the worst states of the world that we've ever seen in human history. So there's just so many factors here that has to be taken into consideration. But the only thing that's not really debatable is the impact of these brands, the impact of these IP, and the NFT space and crypto space is undeniable. The world is going to be moving over to this technology because of all the benefits of using it. Companies continuing to make residual income. This is something that every single company in the world is going to want a piece of. Like, why wouldn't they? Like, you're basically asking a company, do you want your company to make more money, or you want your company to make less money? You choose. It's a no-brainer once you understand this technology. NFTs are going nowhere. Now, these JPEGs, the JPEGs that literally serve no purpose, those, of course, most of those were scam projects. They are going somewhere, and they're worthless. And those are the type of projects that I see a lot of people trying to compare Veve and Ecomi to, when it's not the type of project at all. The reason that they can sit here and chill and don't worry about increasing the values of their collectibles right now is because when there's 100 million people on here, they're going to organically increase the value of the collectibles because it's going to be more interest in them. This is just not the time. And this is honestly an amazing time for them to not be focused on increasing values within the collectibles scene, because now they have the time to build the things that's really going to matter during the bull run, and build the things that's going to matter for maintaining a fan base, keeping people's attention, keeping that retention high, keeping the arguments down to a minimum and stuff like that. Where we have to go through this patch right now where people are arguing about dumb stuff, people are upset about things that don't actually matter. We have to go through this period right now, and so we can come out the other side of it. There's always going to be ups and downs in life, and this is just a down for the community, but really it's not even a down. They're working. Like when they are working, when they're building towards something, if you understand the vision and how long it's supposed to take and how long it's going to take, like people are saying, oh, they still don't have the OUP, they still don't have all these programs and stuff that they promised, and people don't really understand how long it takes to implement these things. Like even just a search bar, you realize how long it took Google to make their search bar. Like, you know how long it took. Google is only a search bar. You know that took years, like that, and they're still constantly perfecting it. So people say, oh, Veve can't even get a search bar right, as if that's some easy task, because they don't actually understand what's required in creating a search bar, especially an effective search bar that gives the user what they want. Like it's a lot of complexities to development that people just don't understand if you're not a developer. And this is why I feel like it's important as an investor to educate yourself. Like you don't have to become the Einstein in everything. You don't have to know how to develop. You don't have to be a licensed expert, know how to read every contract and stuff like you don't. That's overkill. That's unnecessary. But you should have a fundamental knowledge of everything involved in what's going to bring your investment value, because then you understand. So you can't make a logical decision on if it's right to be invested in Veve and Ecomi. I mean, you can't make that logical decision for yourself if you don't understand how long development takes, because you don't know if they're developing fast, you don't know if they're developing slow, you don't actually know. It just feels slow from a consumer perspective. From a development perspective, they're actually not moving too slow at all. They're still ahead of most of the companies in the space. They have the IP. Development, it is shaky sometimes. Some things, yes, but also we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what they're working on in the past, because they'll go through these streaks of not really putting anything out. Then they'll hit us with, oh, by the way, you'll be able to cash out, and not only will you be able to cash out, we've added crypto on top of it. So they're doing extras. They're going above and beyond. They're under promising and over delivering now, which is a different approach to what they've done in the past. Things have changed with the company, and I think that people need to realize that you have to change and grow with it. So many people try to jump on me about opinions that I had last year that's changed this year, and it's because growth happens in that amount of time. Things change, the market conditions change, my mindset changed, my weight changed. Like it's a lot of things that should change with a person. You should constantly be progressing, but it's a lot of people I notice who are still in the exact same spot that they was in a year ago. That's personally not how I choose to live my life. I'm not going to say that if you want to live the same day over and over for the rest of your life, I'm not going to say that that's wrong for you wanting to do that, especially if that one day that you're living is awesome. But me personally, I want to get better. I want to see better. I want to put myself in a better position. Every single day, I want to take steps forward to becoming the person that I know I have the ability to be. I want to live up to my maximum potential. So that's how I live my life, constantly improving. And that's why I don't move in circles that stay the same, move in circles that sit around judging and talking about other people all the time and things like that. Like what is talking about someone else going to do for me? That does not improve my income, my circumstances, my situation in any way, shape, or form. It's just a waste of time. I don't sit around and gossip. I sit around and talk about money and ways to make money, because that is the priority. Because with money, though it can't buy you happiness, it can afford you the things that make you and others around you happy, which then that brings happiness. If the people that you love don't have to worry about bills for a little bit because of you, yeah, the money didn't make you happy, but what you were able to do with that money for them, it makes them happy, and them being happy makes you happy. So the whole money being evil thing, no, it's just it's a person. It's based on the people. Like if you're an evil person, money is going to make you more evil. If you're a genuine person, you can just do more genuine things that amplifies who you already are. So I think that mindsets definitely need to change when it comes to Veve. I think that there's a lot of miseducation and people just not really understanding what it takes to do what Veve is doing and what it takes to get to the position that Veve is attempting to go to. and the fact that it's never been done before. So there's no blueprint that they can copy, nothing. There's no one that they can follow to deliver the experience that they're looking to deliver, because no one has ever delivered this experience. They're trying to, they have started off, they've been doing the impossible, but they're trying to continue doing the impossible. And people think that that's just happened overnight. People think that, oh, these features are simple. We understand why they don't have a whole Veveverse, but we don't understand why these simple features can't get done. It's list of priorities. They don't, every company doesn't just look at something and say, you know what, this is the easier thing, let's get that out. They look at the data, they look at the analytics, and they look at what's the real bigger problems. Because there could be something that you don't even know is a problem. Like let's say the feature of buying is putting too much stress on the server, and it is at risk of breaking if people keep buying on Veve. That's not something that you would notice unless it actually breaks. So if they have to take the time to stop development on everything else and work super hard on that feature to make sure it gets to a stable position, you wouldn't know that that's a higher priority because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So it's easy to sit back and judge, but when you actually have been in tech, when you've been in development, you understand that unexpected things happen all the time, and you just have to go with it. You have to go with it, overcome it, and keep going. And that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people in this community like to hold things against companies. Oh, they said this, they didn't deliver that in the past. They did that, they didn't deliver that in the past. And they don't look towards what's actually happened now. So many people are stuck on the past and what wasn't delivered in the past that they have completely missed out on the fact that Veve has stopped over-promising and under-delivering, and they've started under-promising and over-delivering. Like, people still bake together what Veve was and what Veve has become. And that's an issue. Like, when you can't grow as a person, usually that's how your mindset is. You can't notice someone else's growth because you're not mature enough to grow yourselves. And age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. None of that matters. People can be mature or immature at all ages. It's a decision. You can be 50 years old and still have not made that decision to stop being a victim, stop blaming the world, stop blaming this person and that person, blaming baby daddies. Oh, my baby daddy don't send rent, so I can't afford nothing. Like, it's not his job to. It's not. Like, yeah, would it be nice? Like, is that something that the government made up to trap men or to force people to be able to live life free? Like, you made a decision. If you were not ready for that decision, you shouldn't have made it. There was always a risk that things wouldn't work out. That don't mean you should be rewarded because it didn't work out. It's like, there's so many different perspectives. Obviously, situations change. Things happen on a per situation basis, but the fact of the matter is, the biggest point here is there's the excuse mentality, and then there's the we have a problem, how do we solve it mentality. One thing that's going on right now is people are struggling to get money on Veve. Cool. We have a problem. How do you solve it? Me personally, I've invested in things outside of Veve. I've been getting my money elsewhere. I've been working more. I've been doing a lot of different things to bring in income, because overall that's the priority. That is the priority. So I can sit here like someone accused me on Twitter of, oh, the influencers must be eating good while the rest of the community is down because none of them are complaining or talking about anything negative and stuff like that. It's like, no, we have a problem. We go for a solution. This is how we got in the position to be where we are in this community, because we had that mentality from the jump. What is sitting around crying with the rest of the community going to do? Like, that's not going to change the circumstances. So what we do is behind the scenes, we stay silent and we solve the problems that we're having in our lives. We don't sit around looking for people to blame or crying with other people about it. Even telling people about my problems ain't gonna help. Like, I update people about why I go missing and stuff sometimes, but I like telling people about my problems. You're like, what are you gonna do about it? It's like, I don't need to sit here and cry with you or anything like that. I find solutions to the things that I'm going through. I figure out different ways to bring in income. I figure out different opportunities. And that's the mindset that everyone needs to adopt and take on. I mean, to each their own. If you want to spend your time sitting around crying and actually accomplishing nothing, go for it. Like, I mean, it's your life. If that's what you choose to do with your limited lifetime, go for it. But I think that everyone can be better and everyone deserves better. Like, everyone can do better than to stress about the things that they can't control, as opposed to taking control over the things that you can. All it takes is a little bit of discipline, and you can overcome anything, any struggle that you're going through. Be disciplined. Do the best things possible to overcome it. and you'll eventually be able to overcome most things. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Like I said, it's just interesting to see people still attacking Veve and all the negativity and the mindsets that I would consider weak personally. It's like, it's easy to give in to your frustrations. It's very hard to stay disciplined, stay focused, and to pivot and do something else in the meantime while you hold. But that's just my opinion. Not financial advice, but I digress. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.